That's not what it should be.
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm reading what
You.
Nice place,
Why don't you?
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley.
Just be
On a
quiet.
clear
This
day,
is
you can see
brilliant.
the outlines of Duntime.
Should I not talk when you're doing
Don't talk during
Is
the
it
cutscene.
though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So
that? Should I just
Great.
not talk at all?
So aware.
No, you can talk.
Honestly,
But,
what did
Will it
they
pick it up on your thing?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
yeah, but it's fine.
I'm not sure if I want to talk.
No, you're fine, trust me. It's like us giving, some overview. I'm not sure what other way to say it. This is going to be... I hope I can make it through the first time. We'll see.
I'll be right back. Give me just a moment.
Seriously? Alright, well, I guess we'll ask her if she's nervous.
You nervous?
Mm-hmm. It's always a bit nerve-wracking meeting an ex. Especially so when Set X is a vampire.
I doubt he'll be in the mood for jests.
I know. May I be honest? Yes, I'm nervous. I really would prefer just to run off. I gave my word I would help, I know. But how much is that worth? Yet I owe him this meeting. And that is that.
I have the beautiful Erendite on my back. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful way to kill this vampire lord. Actually not sure what he is. Well, he's definitely a vampire. He's a vampire, but he is special. Just give us a minute, because one of my friends see this, so this bothered me. I really wish he wouldn't run off like this all the time, but he does. If you can hear my retarded parents upstairs, and my dog, and my beautiful, beautiful dog, she's quite dumb as well. This is taking forever, Rebel, come on. I'm gonna give him like 3 minutes tops. Give him until 9:50. That's 4 minutes. In the meanwhile, why don't I entertain the stream instead of being dead silent the entire time? Let me look up some. Let me look up some dad jokes, cause best way. Dad jokes. Oof. 99 funniest dad jokes. cringing. I'm cringing and I haven't even read the first one. My wife is really mad at the fact that I have no sense of direction. So I packed up my stuff and write. God. Today my son asked, "Can I have a bookmark?" And I bursted into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know my name is Brian. My wife is really mad at the fact that I already read that one. Dad, I was just listening to the radio on my way into town. Apparently, an actress just killed herself. Mom, oh my, who? Dad, I can't remember. I think her name was Reese something? Witherspoon? No, it was with a knife. That's the worst one.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you should be. I had to entertain.
My mom's having problems with her Fire Stick.
Well, why do you need to take care of that?
I don't know. I can't. I don't even know. I literally just sat there and read the instructions, and there's nothing to do.
I was entertaining the
other
stream.
than contact Amazon customer services.
I was entertaining the stream with dad jokes, okay?
You're disgusting.
Well, it was the only way I knew of entertaining. So, because I'm a pretty boring person. To be honest, I'm like Geralt here, except not as chiseled, not as hot, and,
You can stop now.
Alright.
Let's get ready.
I don't even see your stream.
Out of my stream?
Oh. No. I don't see it. Oh, here it is.
Oh my Christ.
Oh, sorry.
So I just told everyone we're getting ready for Detloff, which is the vampire. I think he's a vampire lord, because he can bend the nature of other creature vampires that higher vampires aren't supposed to be able to take control of. So, but one viewer. Oh my god.
This is
wonder-
trippy. There's a 3-second delay on everything you say.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Do I really sound like that?
Yeah.
Ew. That's disgusting.
It's not that bad. Shh.
Sienna, I have a question I must ask you.
Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse.
Detlef, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must part.
Now, see, if I didn't have the band on her,
What?
his hand would have went
But
right
how?
through her chest and killed her. And the ending for that is quite sad. Very, very sad.
Yeah, I can take your word for it.
Seems I've been fooled again.
Again.
She will pay for this sooner or later. She will pay. You never should have meddled with her.
This is my favorite armor in the game. Well, it's so good. This cutscene is amazing. I love it. One of the best fight scenes ever. Alright, we gotta go closer to them. Okay. so good. Now, Regis, the guy who's holding Detloff down, he's a good friend of him. And I agreed we would be merciful to him, but at this point, no mercy. Especially since, yeah, he just did that to Regis. So, I'm about to kick his ass. Before I kick his ass. Before I kick your ass. Hold up, let me just go into my inventory. Let me just go into my inventory. Do I have any journeymans? Yes. Silver sword. Am I at 100%? No, 90. That'll work.
Silence!
No. Here we go. Here's where it gets interesting.
Acknowledge any gods. Start praying now.
No, Geralt, I really hate that you do that. Now, I know there's a better way of doing this, but once again, I was a moron and forgot to create moon bombs. And I also forgot to create some vampire oil. More. Okay. Cheat me out on that. Critical hit. Critical hit. Still there, Rivel? Here we go.
You think that will stop me? Prepare to die, witcher! How long are you gonna make me wait?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking.
Did you say you had something muted? What?
Yeah, I had myself muted.
Oh. Oof. Ow. That could have killed me. I'm surprised it didn't. So what do you think of what's going on right now?
It's definitely interesting.
just...
Give it a second, you still haven't killed him. For me.
Really?
Yeah.
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist.
Would love to know what he became. I just don't get it. What's it showing for you?
I just got to the loading screen.
You're not muting your mic, are you?
No, I'm muting my party mic.
Don't do that. Oh, you muted your party mic. Okay, that's fine. But people just don't know what you're saying, so I'm just talking to thin air now.
Well,
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace
It wasn't even
protocol
caked in
places
mud.
enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. Not because they refuse to buy you a new outfit?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a lot. Besides, I've no need for a new outfit, as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
Why not?
Because, unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience?
Count on it. Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Syanna planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Syanna's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Dettlaff. Perhaps we missed something.
See, okay, so I already know what happens here, but spoilers. I'm not gonna give it out. We're gonna go do it again. I'll go through the pain and suffering of waiting again. We'll do it. Also, probably makes him feel better.
No,
So
why not check up on that? We'll go together.
Yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
So, basically before this, Dettlaff had killed four other people because he believed he was being blackmailed. However, the person who was blackmailing him was also his lover, who was said to have been kidnapped. So, very elaborate. The person who had set this all up had everything planned and had only been able to kill 4 people. She never was able to get the 5th, and we'll find out here who it is. So, I already know who it is. I was pretty sure who it was. I was right.
Swordsman.
But,
Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty
You'll
boots
see.
are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shined while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean
Wow,
soles.
those are
Fine
some
slogan.
illustrious boots. All right. Beforehand, the first time I did this, I had just gotten out of the jail because I did the bad ending, which ended up getting Syanna killed. So I had all my armor on. So he was polishing my armor. But you actually go to him in a previous mission to ask him for information, and I gave him money to upgrade his business and whatnot, so I'm gonna ask him how his business is doing.
How's business?
Well enough, I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it.
Ooh, Geralt.
How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin.
Oh
Now
boy.
think hard.
Before I asked him if he remembered what they looked like, so I'm gonna ask him where the beggars get the letters from.
Where'd they get the letters? They picked them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble.
Kid's just
You must
trying to
visit
make
shelter.
a honest
Look around
living. Oh
inside.
no. Have I glitched? Oh no. That is not supposed to be showing up. It only shows up when I'm locked onto an enemy. Wow, whatever. Okay. It's gonna show up for everything anyhow. Yeah,
Got it?
great.
This is a decent district. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
Decent folk.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poker insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of stepping.
I
this
love what they do
unfortunate
here.
dispute
It's
on his
so
own.
stupid. Oh my god. Geralt is so disappointed.
Break your guts around us.
Come on.
Why did that not work?
Good.
Come on, bud. Attack me. Attack me. Attack me. Attack me. Come on. Do it. Do it. Fight me.
All right. I could take a hint.
Never
Come,
lost a
time to
fist
go.
fight in this game.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
Yes.
Need
Yes,
some information.
I do.
Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Thanks.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
Thanks. We'll wait. Wish I could do Geralt's voice. Such a good voice.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the boot black. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the boot black. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
Give me that matter.
It's a matter of importance to the duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. This man helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the boot black anyways. It's always muddy there.
Yeah. He sends out, he puts mud out near his shop, so people have a reason to, get their boots shined.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Yeah.
Well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duquesa. It seems we underestimated Syanna rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Syanna planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victim she despised, killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Syanna murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her, but I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Syanna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her.
Coming with me?
Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Detloff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Syanna.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Detloff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
So, we are so good friends. However, he's big mad, as we would like to say. He's not the happiest fellow. So, Rebel, I would like to hear, what are your thoughts so far?
Time is no cock. It keeps going.
Rebel.
up. To top it all, beast.
That's why I told you. Was that? Why is that?
Never knew vampire extermination could be so hard.
Watch it.
Why don't you just plug your phone in?
Work doth one ennoble, sloth doth one gratify.
That's a weird battery. Gotta be honest. That's it? That's it. Only 2 to 3 years. My phone battery is like 4 or 5 years old. Guess so. So what did you think of it from what you saw? Yeah. Mind you, this is just the DLC. It's not even the actual story. The actual story is really good. I mean, this is really, really good. So, this is all stuff I haven't seen because I screwed up last time. So, I'll continue the stream, and then it'll become a video after it's done, so you can watch the rest if you want afterwards. Later, if you're intrigued. Let's see if I can actually take this food. Can I take it? Yes! Just my luck. I'll take the burned bread. Give me everything in the pantry you have. Oh.
Halt!
Need to see Sienna urgently.
In the
Oh my
matter
God.
of...
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duquesse's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation. Urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
Not after I steal your stuff from my chest. Or from this chest. Wouldn't be stealing if it was from mine.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Yeah. I said you can watch it
Have
after
you come to see how I fare?
after it's done.
I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from
I
me.
know who the 5th victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Sienna, stop pretending you
You're fine.
couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me, hmm?
She didn't.
Syanna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Syanna.
Well, everything I said was true. You think she's forgot about her, but yeah, she didn't. I'm not sure why Geralt doesn't express that. He doesn't. Well, he did. He did just there. He did it very well. But
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Yeah.
Let's go. Want to see him too?
Yeah. He talks to her beforehand, and she's like, I miss her so dearly. I missed her ever since. And she's like, the pain was too much to deal with. And I'm just like, Geralt, tell that to Syanna. She obviously hates her for that reason. And alas, he still hasn't said that. Whatever.
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Syanna's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
So did you get anywhere else on Shadow of the Colossus? Rebel? So did you get anywhere else on Shadow of the Colossus?
In the guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness.
Which one was that?
Without barrels, production will come to a stop.
Which one was
it will
that?
be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings.
Wow, so
Oh, we
descriptive.
are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your
How would you explain it?
Once the beast.
So it was in the water. It was the catfish.
The whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a
Oh, it was a
palace
horse.
to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you. You're in.
It had reins on it. It literally had reins. It looked like a horse. Yes! The 8th one is a turtle, though. Enjoy that.
Your
You upset
Grace,
me sometimes.
Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels
my
of Sangria,
God.
a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Feels like a second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it. In a moment I shall speak to Syanna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly. But she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me. As one impartial, I shall now hear what he has to say.
Bitterness consumes Syanna.
Nice.
She had cause to resent many of the court
Nice.
of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Syanna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. It hated me since I was a child. Thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Anarietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish platters, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace. Supposed acts of cruelty. Inappropriate friendships. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent
Nice.
out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
Oh, what a lovely, lovely scene. Oh, that is so good to see. It's very, very nice.
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony? It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an
There's
unique
there's
flavor
Corona for you.
profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some brews for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
This moonlight makes me, oh, so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about, oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
That bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all. Damn it, where'd you go?
Sad.
Those Bruxae. They called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Sorry about that.
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. Then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you in your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over a mantle and take to pruning vines?
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up every day in my own bed.
Oh, stop, please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Oh boy. Oh, what an amazing. Oh. Just an absolutely amazing DLC. That ending fight was something else too. But the epilogue here is actually something interesting. I'm gonna go through it now on my stream. It's very short, very sweet, very nice.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Yeah. Oh, you're playing Breach?
Oh, talk to the commander.
Can imagine.
I'm so relieved. Oh, that's...
When I was a young maid, we had heaps to
I need good victuals, Russian. Hey there, get the jam. How much for your wood?
A lot.
I just love at the end of that boss fight though. He's literally one shot. One shot. That's all it'll take. He's in his most vulnerable state, and all you have to do is walk up to him and press the attack button. Like if you let him attack you, he like just flails his arms like he can't do anything. It's just a nice detail, I believe. The entire fight is something to behold of. It's really a real, I don't know, it's a spectacle. And the ending that I got, oh my god, so much better than the one that I got before. So glad I went back and redid it, because so disappointed with what I got. Didn't want Sienna to die, and I wanted them to have a good relationship. This is an
Master
even
Witcher,
better end.
Some
'cause of
unknown
this.
individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
But why it would be the other ashen-haired one. A lady with Elter's blood.
What's that smell?
Someone you know very fondly of, Geralt. Someone you care very much about. Ciri.
You look good. Come. Don't just stand there. I want a hug.
What did you bring?
A Garkin from Angren. I slew it. All by my lonesome.
That why you left Carrera so suddenly? Had no idea where you'd gone. Your note was puzzling. Don't try to find me. Threw me for a loop.
That was silly. It's just that I felt stifled in your shadow. I'd have suffocated had I stayed. So when I read that notice, the contract, when I saw Angren, I knew I had to do it. Alone. Without my nanny.
I'm not your nanny. I believe in you. Like my new house?
It's a lovely home. Has a great deal of potential.
Got it from the Duchess as a down payment for killing the beast. Already managed to renovate a bit. Come outside, I'll show you the grounds.
Ah, it's lovely here. I could stay forever.
What's stopping you?
Actually, not a thing. I slew a Garkin, collected my bounty. I believe I'm owed some respite.
Indeed you do, mademoiselle, as my major domo would say.
You've a butler?
A steward. Name's Barnabas Basil. BB for short, though I don't know if he likes it. He's the one let you in. I'll ask him to bring in some fruit, a beverage. You can spend the rest of the day lying about.
Ah, nothing would make me happier.
Being a witcher anything like you imagined?
Geralt, I didn't have to imagine anything. Remember, before we parted, we walked a good stretch of the path together.
Journeyman and master, though, not the same thing.
I'm still a long way from mastering anything, but I am trying. Anyway, I did learn from the best.
Just passed on what worked for me, or at least tried to.
I was thinking of Eskel and Lambert.
So, no regrets? Choice you made?
Not at all.
What was
I'm
that
doing
sigh
what
for?
I ever wanted to do. Being who I wanted to be. I believe that's one definition of happiness.
Encountered the most charming aspect of being a witcher yet?
Which aspect is that?
The hatred. Yep. Disgust. That strange blend of admiration, fear, and contempt.
They set their hounds on me in one village. In another, they forbade me from taking a drink from their well. Other than that, it's been all right. No one's tried to cheat me out of my reward so far.
I'd hoped they'd treat a woman differently.
Geralt, when they treat a woman differently in this world, it hardly ever means better. Quite the opposite.
Angren, how'd it go? Garcanes can be pretty tough opponents.
That's why I had to lure this one to a place both spacious and empty, where it would have nowhere to hide. I found an abandoned crypt far from any town or village.
Good choice. Always best to avoid additional casualties, so your foe had nowhere to hide. I bet.
Not as quick as I am. My greater worry was its strength. I was far outclassed there. But a dose of black blood did the trick. We fought a while, I feigned a mistimed dodge and let it drink. The rest was easy.
Oh, this scenery. Oh, such a beautiful thing.
See you later, Ciri.
Take care of yourself.
I see. diddly da. Ta diddly dum.
The Dutch is small, but
Diddly! My Camilek ate something fierce. Here, hit.
I do not know how I will ever repay you, Witcher.
Don't expect to be paid. Hope you're feeling better, that's all.
Oh, yes, I feel my strength returning thanks chiefly to Barnabas Basil's care.
Horrible ordeal you endured. Glad I cut it short.
Yes, years of suffering. Do you know what was worse than the hunger? Watching my loved ones, my children grow old and die. All my family's long gone now. The last of my kin perished decades past. I fear I've nowhere to go.
This is a big house, big estate. You can stay here.
Truly? I could never infringe so on your hospitality. Yet,
Yeah.
after all I've suffered, the years of starvation, I've but one dream. At last to prepare food that fortifies, nourishes, to delight in the tastes and smells of spices, to sit at one table with others and eat.
Don't see a problem if that's your dream. You could help Barnabas Basil in the kitchen. Eating his meals. You know he's not a culinary virtuoso.
Nothing could make me happier. Thank you.
No, thank you. House could use a woman's touch.
I've one other thing I'd like to tell you. Many years ago, my father assembled valuables for my dowry. I never wed, so they remained unclaimed. These baubles are no use to me now, but to you, well, perhaps let them be a token of my gratitude. If you wish to find them, you must go to my old home, to Trastamara. The dowry lies hidden in a barrel in the cellar. There are several barrels. You must give each a knock until you find the right one.
Do just that. Thanks. See you later.
Take care, Witcher. And remember, you always have warm food awaiting your return.
Nice. Sick. Okay, so I saved this spotted white, who was actually a cursed lady, who was forced to. She would never eat. She couldn't eat. Like, the curse literally would not let her eat. Or eat anything with a spoon, per se. She couldn't eat with anyone, and she couldn't see herself in the mirror. So, sorry, this is hard to explain. Basically, I saved her, and I reversed her curse and turned her back into a human. Although it had been over, like, it'd been hundreds of years. Like, hundreds of years before she was turned back into a human. So she was left in a critical state. Took her back to my estate, and she recovered there. And now I told her, she was like telling me her life. She's like, forced to watch all of my kin die, like, grow old and die. It's awful. And she goes, I just don't have anywhere else to go. And I'm just like, lady, you can stay here. It really doesn't bother me. Like, honestly. Just stay here if you want. And she's like, really? Sick. She goes, I'll be your cook then. I'm like, go for it. Geralt's like, this estate could use a lady's touch anyhow. So, I'm glad I saved her. Because it gave me the option to either attack her or reverse the curse. I'm like, why wouldn't I just reverse the curse? Like, if I can do that. Is that so? Oof. Letter from Regis. I shall read this letter out loud. Dear Geralt, if you are reading these words, it means I am already far beyond the borders of Toussaint, and you have found my mutagenerator. Of course, you may dub this instrument however you like. Perhaps something more fitting to your taste, or better reflecting its function, for I have no doubt your knowledge on the subject of mutagens is far more profound and thorough than mine. I've been working on this device in my spare time, but now it is finished, and I am convinced as an inventor can be before his invention has been used as intended, of the usefulness of this apparatus. You are surely wondering what function it is meant to serve. As the name indicates, the mutagenerator generates mutagens. It operates by absorbing electromagical energy waves from bodies, in this case the bodies of the monsters and evildoers you kill. And when it is absorbed enough... I'm reading this, okay? I don't need you to listen to it. I'm reading it, okay? And when it is absorbed enough so as to be charged a critical amount, the mutagenerator changes the stored energy into a greater mutagen, which I suspect you will make good use of. As you surely understand, I am an amateur engineer, which is why you must forgive the lack of an ability for you to direct this operation. Which mutagen emerges as a result is determined at random, meaning chance will decide if it is green, red, or blue mutagen. Chance? Yet I have noted the color tends to alternate by and large. I trust you shall find my gift useful. Your dearly devoted friend, Emil Regis Rolek Teziev Godefroy? Good name. Very long. P.S. You might be wondering why I decided to toss the mutagenerator into your home instead of simply handing it to you in person. Well, you must know I did it out of modesty. Believe it or not. Take care, Geralt, and may my gift serve you well. Why can't I place the trophies? That's a big oof. Right. Oh, I want these. They add weight, and I can't move them. Okay. Okay, game. Wait a minute, there's nothing in my inventory. Nothing on Roach. I don't have any... do these not count? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, sick. This is a place I can just read all the books. I can just go through all my papers and just go boop, up, 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 boop, and I wonder if that actually started anything. I hope it didn't. Because if so, it shall flood my everything. Come on, there we go. There you see Geralt of Rivia's sword. Amazing. Do you know how to do a combat roll? Do you know how to do a combat roll? Oh, really? Would you mind telling me? Just once for a combat roll. Yes. That is, questionable. No, just kidding.
A pleasure to welcome you once again to the as yet humble confines of Corvo Bianco.
When last we met, I did not get the opportunity to present my credentials. With your permission, I shall do so now.
I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary, demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands. Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill. Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details.
Right. This is where I'm going to actually end the broadcast. I just kept playing for no reason, walking around my house. I didn't even realize. So, for everyone who watched, or will watch, or did watch,
oh my gosh, dude, stop light.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
You think you're good, but you're not.
Maybe,
Fortina Rochi who only knows how to do lights.
maybe not my friend who's complaining about a Rep 14 Orochi. But, good night.